You are white hot. All right, we're gonna keep that energy going with no delay. The next comic, all the way from Columbus, Mississippi. Welcome, Mr. Paul Goodwin.
Thank you, thank you. It's wonderful to be here this evening performing for you beautiful people. I had to take an online diversity survey recently for work, see what kind of people worked for the company I worked for. It was completely anonymous and you could fill in the blank for every question. So I just filled in my name for almost every blank. It was like height Paul, hair color Paul, eye color Paul. Then it asked for sexual preference. I switched it up slightly. I put prefer not to Paul. Me and my wife, we've been taking salsa dancing lessons at the YMCA. Salsa 101 they call it, or as I like to call it, how many old guys can accidentally grab my wife's ass in an evening? So far the going record is all of them. If you can't tell by my accent, I smoke and drink a lot. I'm originally from Mississippi, which is why I'm not there right now. Did you know that it takes 31,760 genes to make up a single tomato? Way more than the 20 to 25,000 it takes to make a human, which I think is wild. Because we're so much better than tomatoes in so many ways, and we don't even look similar, except for when we're thrown against the pavement at a high rate of speed. Thank you. I occasionally smoke pot every day. It's nice of me to say where pot is legal. You know, one day weed will be legal in the South, and within the month that shit will be deep fried and sold at carnivals. But until then, I'm gonna raise my kids up here. I got two beautiful children, two daughters. I got a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. They see the best in everything the world has to offer, you know. They love when I squirt whipped cream directly out of the canister into their mouth. And they think it's hilarious when I go first, but I don't get any. Because they're kids and they don't know I'm just doing whippets, you know. We went camping 5 times this summer. They love camping. My 8-year-old loves camping because she loves being outside in the wilderness and seeing the animals and playing in the water. And my 6-year-old, she likes those things too, but she really loves shitting outside in front of strangers while maintaining eye contact. But my kids were born up here and they don't have my accent. And my 6-year-old, she only speaks in a British accent. Because that's how Peppa Pig speaks on television. And recently I was taking her to soccer practice, but first I had to stop at Walmart, get some duct tape and Dino Nuggets. And as we were walking through the parking lot, she asked if she could get an ice cream, that single circular SpongeBob on a stick. It's always slightly melted on one side, like he's had a stroke or something. I tried to talk some sense into her. I was like, it's $1.68 for that single circular SpongeBob on the stick. It's $2.62 for a 12-pack of Great Value ice cream sandwiches. She said, they don't look like SpongeBob. I was like, bullshit. First of all, they're closer to a square than that circular one on the stick. Second of all, you break one in half, you got 2 perfect black SpongeBobs. She said there's no black characters in SpongeBob. I said, make that your Facebook status. You'll be a goddamn hero. I'm not gonna argue semantics with you. Don't make a sound or talk to anybody, and maybe I'll get you one of those racist SpongeBob ice creams. So we go in, I'm getting the things I need, and she sees the toys, and she wants to look at the toys. I tell her, that's it. That's gonna be your treat, you know, no ice cream. Because you take forever in the toys, and we don't have forever. She agrees, we go look at toys, 20 minutes passes. I say, all right, it's time to go. She says, what about my ice cream? I say, now you agreed no ice cream if you could look at toys. She says, well, can I have a toy? A more egregious request than the ice cream she's already agreed before go. I tell her, we're not doing this today. We don't have time. I'm leaving, and I'm leaving now. And I start moving. Now she's following me very quickly, crying very loudly. And maybe there's something about a guy looks like me, carrying duct tape and dino nuggets. Quickly rushing a small crying child out of the toy aisle in Walmart. Makes a stranger feel compelled to stop us and make sure everything's okay. Now, I don't think it made me look bad, the stranger stopping us to make sure everything was okay. That's fine. I think what made me look bad was explaining the innocence of the situation in my accent, while this small British child to my right carefully told a stranger she was promised ice cream if she didn't make a sound or talk to anybody. I'm just trying to raise them right, I was raised by simple people. I once told my grandfather that only 23% of Mississippi was college educated. He said, well, hell, son, that's almost 2/3. That's a math joke. I wasn't raised on math. I was raised Southern Baptist. So I was always getting 2 lessons in life growing up. I'd get a lesson from the world and a lesson from my conservative family. It'd be up to me to figure out which one was bullshit. Like, according to my earth science teacher in college, Miami is sinking because it was built on sand and porous limestone, which naturally sinks, creating a crumbling physical infrastructure, made worse by sunny day flooding that makes its way deeper into the city every year, behind a sea level that rises as much as 6 inches every decade. But according to my grandmother, it's because of all the immigrants and homosexuals. So who are you gonna believe? I was raised to be a survivor, though. I actually had a 12-month survival plan written up by the time I was 18. What I was gonna do, shit popped off. I went to a civil war or something like that. But you get older, things change. I have a wife, I have 2 children now. Plan's been expanded. It's now a 14-month survival plan. It's basically the same 12-month survival plan as before. I've just added on 2 months at the beginning to get over the guilt of abandoning my family. Which is obviously a joke. Love my family very much. Home defense is actually very important to me. You come over to my house, you walk in the front door, the first thing you'll see on the wall is my numerous trophies and medals for expert marksmanship and jiu-jitsu. And if you want to go past those and test your limits, you'll find out just how easy it is to purchase trophies and medals with your name on it. But speaking of home defense, I saw a meme online recently posted by Drunk Uncle. Said liberal home defense system 2025, and it was just a picture of a guy staring down the sights of a big black dildo, which I thought was immature and unfounded, because I've been to a sex shop and I've seen one and I've picked it up for a second to test its battle weight, and it's a weapon if you wanted it to be, All it would take is one good news interview with the guy who beat and subdued an intruder with one of those to deter crime on a massive level. Rednecks all across the country would see the interview that goes something like, "Good evening, everybody. Dick Swelter here with the Channel 2 local news. No weird stuff, straight news. Tonight we're here to celebrate one for the good guys, the American homeowner. Behind me here in the back of this cop car is a loser. Broken, beaten, sad, no doubt wishing he'd just been shot. And over here to my left, we have the man, the hero, a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, Mr. Paul Goodwin. Oh, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. Can you walk those of us watching at home through the events that transpired here this evening? Why, yes, sir. I was in the bedroom watching X-Files on Hulu with my woman, We use my brother-in-law's account. And then I heard this ruckus coming from the living room, so I grabbed my Shaquille O'Neal and I went to investigate. And that's when he charged me in the hallway. And that's when you used your item on the assailant. No, sir, I just hit him with it repeatedly. Then with nothing more than a simple name change, battle dicks are popping up all across the country. And it's a quick conversion too, you know. It's like, I don't know if I could keep one around the house. What if one of my buddies comes over and sees it? And they say, well shit, Delbert, just keep it on the gun rack so they know what it's for. Then you got guys walking into Army surplus stores. He's like, hey man, what's that up there on the wall between those throwing stars and tear gas? They say, well that's your standard issue 17-inch huge thick horse battle dick. Rib for a great grip. 2.16-inch wide head, 2.56-inch wide base for a heavier hit. 2.6 pounds total for a lightweight mobile weapon suitable for close combat. Made with a healthy PVC latex-free non-penthlate rubber. Very flexible, wraps around one's forearm. Good for defensive positions. Powerful suction cup capable of holding up one's body weight or busting out a car window to rescue a child from a quickly submerging vehicle. Mailed to you in a secure unmarked package for your personal privacy so the federal government can't seize it. Thank you. Yeah, man, that sounds like a good deal. Is there anything else I should know? No, man, 5.0 reviews online across the board. I wouldn't read the comments, though. All right, that's all for me. You've been an amazing audience.
If anyone's in the market for a babysitter, I couldn't recommend him less. Keep that energy right on going. This next comic comes to you all the way from the enchanting New York City. Give it up.